welcome to Amethyst Star Crafting. My name is Jane Allmark and I'm a UK independent stamping app demonstrator. And today we are looking at this lovely bundle again. This pine tree punch is absolutely beautiful because you can just punch out and punch out and punch out and get loads and loads and loads of trees in whatever style you want. It bundles up with this one, so when you get the two together, you get a 10% discount. Links to purchase it will be below in the description, so have a look there. Lovely sentiments for Christmas, Christmas cheer, Merry Christmas, North Pole, ho, ho, ho. So sentiments for everything. 4 different tree designs and some fir cones. So, you know, a really good versatile set for Christmas. So I've been doing lots of bits and pieces, as you know, with it, but I thought I would have a go at doing something different because I really love this punch and I know it'll punch out of everything. We've had it with glimmer paper and all of those sorts of things. So what I did was I took 2 of our 3D embossing folders. Now these are the tin tile and this is the lace one. So it is the let's have a quick look at the thing. Lace dynamic. So they're 3-dimensional embossing folders, so they give a bit of a deeper. They're thicker. It means you only need to in most machines you just need to use 1 plate. Use the sandwich that works for you, but I've just cut 2 out. I've used one of those to just practice on it and it worked. And I've done this one as well. So you can see you've got quite a sort of thick dynamic on there. And what we're going to do is very simply take a sponge. I'm going to do 1 in green and I'm going to do 1 in red. So just take your sponge. And I'm going to do some of this one. I think in this one I'm going to punch it out on. Let me work out where my punch is going to go on this, because we can have it really rather lacy like that, or we can have it that way will work better. Right, so we want it this way down, and I'm going to do this in, and I'm only going to do sort of half of it as a demonstration. So literally just take your sponge and sponge over your folder. It makes a great background anyway, but it will give you, I'm only doing it halfway down, so I'm doing 2 because I might do the other in another colour. This folder is a 6x6, so you can cut your paper at 6x6 if you want to, but you can see you get all of this lovely texture and tone coming out. You can make it as dark as you want, so around the flowers I want to make sure that that's quite dark. I'm doing it in garden green this time. Any of our greens would work. In fact, any colour will work. However you want to do your Christmas tree. Okay, so we've now got that. And then I am going to do exactly the same thing, because I'm going to do both the process at the same time. So I'm going to do the other one in the cherry cobbler. Cherry cobbler's really good for Christmas. Merry Merlot's nice. Real Red's nice. Poppy Parade's nice. We have some gorgeous colours. But I do like cherry cobbler for Christmas. It is one of my favourites. So again, you are just going to take your sponge, ink it up, and we're going all the way over this. Okay, so we want the whole thing done. Now you can do it in coloured cardstock. It will give you a slightly different look. I wanted the sort of slight variegation, so you've got a bit of pale at the back and you've got the darker bits at the front. So we're just going to take the other side. And as I say, it's quite a quick process. If you do a 6x6 sheet, you can punch out quite a few of these, but it just adds a little bit of extra dimension and texture. And once we've got it to this stage, we're going to take it right up to the next level. And again, very easy thing to do. I'm just making sure that I've got as much of the dark as I want on there. You can build it up and make it darker, but I'm going to stop there for now. Then what we need to get is the new Delicata Celestial Copper I've got. You can have, there's a gold and there's a silver. I like the coppery tones. And all you're going to do is to take your piece that you've done, and you're just going to sort of swipe over it. So you can swipe it left to right, right to left. Just literally swiping it down with the whole pad. And what will happen is it will pick up on some of the raised parts. So I hope you can see, if I just put that in there, you have a really sort of sparkly shimmer coming on it. Let's do the cherry cobbler one. And the flowers on this come out beautifully. Look at that. And as I say, you can give it more of a rub or less of a rub. All you're doing is just taking it across, just picking up some of that colour in there. And I'm doing it up like that. You can take it down and you can just take it that way. Get a little bit more definition on there. And you can do it either direction, but you're literally just sweeping it across. And because the pad is fairly flat, it just picks up the raised bits and doesn't go into the pieces underneath, unless you want it to. So it depends how much you press. Okay, so that has then given us some really lovely... Do I want a little bit more on... I think I might have a little bit more on this green one, actually, because I do rather like that one. So let's, while it's down, let's just pick that up a bit and just give that, particularly on this centerpiece here. I think that looks really pretty. And I can take the whole of that little flower in. You can see how if you just use the side of your pad like that and just rub it round, you can just take the flower. I'm only doing it on one just as an example, because you'll get different looks and different textures from each one. So if I pick that up, I'm hoping that you can see the really lovely shimmer on that one, and this one as well. Look at that, it's beautiful. Okay, so then all we do is take our punch and we can work out which way we're going to do it. So I'm just going to line my punch up so I can see. Not sure on that way. I think this way. So you've got a bit of up and down and all sorts on there will work quite nicely. And you can move it across so you get in what you want. If you want a little bit of flower on one side, I think I want a flower just like that on that side. So you then just punch it out like that. And we'll do the other one on the other side like this. That's coming in the centre. That's the flower in the centre like that. You see, I think that's quite nice. But you can fiddle it around as you want. And we'll take that one out. So you've got that with another look. Let's take the red one. I have arthritis in my fingers, so I have to push it down sometimes. And that's just me. It's very easy to punch through. But if you're doing it in, I've done this in heavy Whisper White cardstock because I wanted it to have a little bit of extra bulk, and it does mean that I have to take it off of camera to press very hard with both my fingers, but that, as I say, is just because I've got arthritic fingers. Okay, so you now have, look at this, some really lovely texture on these little pieces. Then all I would do is to take let's take the inks back again. Let's do the red one, shall we? No, I'm going to do the green one. So just get a little bit extra ink on your sponge and just go down the sides on both sides. If you go towards, away from the prongs of the branches, then it's unlikely to tear, and then just sort of along the bottom bit, just to give that a little bit of extra definition on there. And then we can do the same with this one. I'll take the other side. And you can use these however you want. I've done some, I'll put these down on here so we can see a little bit better. Let's take them off of our bit that we've put on. But you can see you've got this absolutely lovely definition. Any embossing folder would work as long as it's got enough sort of pattern that you can take the colours with. And let me show you a card that I made with the first one that I did. So by bringing this card on, what I've done is I have taken the first one and I've done it with white behind, so just a white one. Put it on a little tag, so just punched a little hole, put a little bit of twine through, and I've just made it on there. And of course, being a bit of a tag, you get a little bit of a swing on it, and that looks quite pretty on there. If you just take, I've got one of these crocodile things, so all I do is take, let's do this one, is take my crocodile and just get myself a little hole in on the center like that, and then I can put a piece of whatever color I want behind. So if you want it to stand out quite a bit, white's quite a good color because then that's the focal point rather than the other piece. You can put them both together and punch them out at the same time, and then, as I say, all you're going to do is to put a little bit of twine through on here. I used a bit of gold, and the background, if you look on this stamp set, you have a lovely little pine cone. So all I did was I stamped the pine cone in the coordinating colour in the garden green all the way round, and then I just took exactly the same with the Delicata copper ink and just took that round the side, which just gave a little bit of a border. I then cut the white mat in with the stitched rectangles. These ones are the stitched labels. I love the stitch feeling because you can just put a little bit on there. And then these three little pine cones, I just fussy cut out to just give a little bit of extra on there. And as I say, you can, I took the Christmas cheer. I didn't want the hope that your busy year comes together in it. I just wanted the Christmas cheer because otherwise it would have come up too much. But I've just put it on there. So an idea to do a card with this one. You can do tags with it. You can do whatever you want. It just gives an extra bit of layer, dimension, texture to your card. And a fun way of doing it, whatever colour you want to do it in. And as I say, you can always do it in coloured cardstock and do exactly the same on that. So thought you'd enjoy that. Thanks for watching me. Do look forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye.